All right, what's up guys? My name is Zach and this is my 1993 Mazda Miata that I have named Daisy. Now you guys have seen a couple updates on the channel, but I wanted to give you guys a big update because I crossed over a little milestone. In my 2 months of ownership, I have crossed over 5,000 miles. I have put 5,000 miles on this little white car and I've been absolutely loving it. So since the last update, which if you haven't seen, it was an overheating update, go check that out. That'll be at the end of the video. Since that update, a few things have happened with the car that I wanted to share with you guys. First and foremost, as most of you guys who follow my Instagram probably already know, is that I mounted a tire to the trunk. Now this is actually a different trunk than the one that I had on the car originally. I kept that trunk, so if I ever do sell the car or if I ever want to swap back to a tireless trunk, I do have the original white trunk still at home. Now the reason I did this is actually because I got a flat tire in the Miata when I went up to Black Hawk Raceway for a spec Miata race. Pulling into the paddock, I got a flat tire. And so I thought what anyone would do, and I went to go get my spare tire, but the spare tire was the original spare tire. It was 27 years old. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to use it, so I actually ended up borrowing a set of rain tires from my friend's Racing CRX. Thank you, Fred, for letting me borrow those wheels. They looked really good, and honestly, I might pick up a set next season. But I thought to myself, I never want to be stranded without a full spare again. You know, I want to road trip this car, and so I don't want to be in Virginia, Texas, California, and have to drive on a donut and freak out trying to find a tire shop. So this was my solution. What I ended up doing is I went to the junkyard and bought another trunk for $107. That trunk was actually a nice black trunk, and my friend Adam on his Miata had a sort of crappy black trunk. So I went over, I gave him that black trunk that I got at the junkyard, and so this is Adam's black trunk. So you've actually seen this trunk on the channel for the last year and a half, maybe probably actually 2 years. You've been seeing this trunk. Now it's actually on my Miata with a tire bolted to it. All we did for this, it's $12 in bolts. We stuck 2 rods up through the trunk with a bolt and a plate underneath, stuck the rods up through, put the tire on, and screwed it on. Very, very simple. Took us about an hour or so of trying to figure stuff out to actually do it, but here it is. So this is the biggest change of the Miata, and honestly, I thought I would only use this trunk for road trips and swap back to the white trunk when I wasn't using it, but I kind of actually like it like this. I think it kind of looks cool. It looks super utilitarian. It kind of looks like an old Roadster with the tire mounted on the back, so I'm actually going to leave it like this for now, especially because I never know when I'm going to go out of town, usually until the day of, so might as well just always have it with me. So that is the biggest change. And so going along with that, I actually do have 2 brand new tires on the rears. Because I got a flat on the front and I had newer tires on the rear, I moved the new tires to the front and then got brand new tires for the rear. So I do have different tires. They are slightly larger or taller actually. They're 65s as opposed to the 60s that were on it. But nevertheless, that is that. So luckily, after I mounted the tire, I actually took the car on a road trip, 5 hours each way. That constitutes a road trip for me. I don't know about you, but for me, that's definitely a road trip. I took it 5 hours north to Door County, Wisconsin, which is absolutely beautiful. If you guys saw the video I posted on the channel, there's some great curvy roads up there. No one else is up there. It's very empty, very peaceful, and it was an absolutely awesome trip. The car did phenomenally. I mean, it really did well. I didn't have a single issue the entire trip up there and back. I put about 750 miles on it in 4 days. So I absolutely loved it. The car did great, and I'm showing pictures and videos there because it was just so great. But I do plan on road tripping this car more in the future, and so that's why I mounted that tire as well, as I mentioned before. However, of course, the last month hasn't been 100% incident-free. Actually, the other night, unfortunately, I did hit some roadkill in the car. Well, it wasn't roadkill when I hit it, but I made it roadkill. Sorry, possum. But it did take out the mesh in the front grille, unfortunately. And as you can see on the front bumper here, I'm starting to chip away at the paint. So a bumper respray will probably be in this car's future. It's starting to take a little bit of a beating because I've been driving this car so much. And like I said, you know, Door County, Wisconsin was very rural. I've been driving in a lot of rural areas, a lot of gravel, a lot of dirt, rock chips. That's just sort of gonna happen. And this bumper was resprayed at some point. You can see it was Mariner blue underneath. And so it wasn't the best respray in the world, and that's why I'm getting a lot more rock chips than I would like, but it's not the end of the world. And so in terms of actual updates, that's all I have for you guys. That's all that's really happened. I've been daily driving this car to every review, rain or shine. I've been driving this car so much, and I have absolutely loved it. If you guys are looking for a Miata, I can't recommend it enough. It's been an absolute blast. But I would like to spend the rest of this video talking about what I'd like to fix, because quite frankly, I'm not sure how to go about fixing some stuff, and I want your guys' input of what the best products are and how the best way to deal with my current problems are. The first and quite frankly the most dire issue with the Miata right now with Daisy is the rear window. I mean, if you could even call it a rear window. Oh, I just discovered it even ripped over here now. That's fun. So I don't really have a rear window, and there's two main issues with this. First of all, rain. It's actually raining right now during the video, and so obviously rain gets into the car, and I would prefer it not to. But second of all is I don't feel comfortable parking this in any sort of public parking space where I'm not going to be around. I don't feel comfortable leaving this car in a parking lot for hours and hours and hours, because even if I lock it, I mean, you could fit a whole teenager through that window. So it's not really secure, and I don't feel safe leaving my camera equipment in it or anything like that. So for security's sake and for rain's sake, I do need to get a new top. Now, I've heard people go with Robin's tops. I've heard of people going with Amazon tops, with a bunch of stuff, and I want your guys' input. What top should I get for my Miata? Should I go with a glass roof? Should I go with a vinyl roof? Should I do a zip out? Should I not do a zip out? I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions, especially if you have Miatas, if you've had experience. Should I go canvas? Should I go vinyl? I'm not quite sure, and if you guys have any websites or places to order a top, please let me know either in the comment section, DM me on Instagram, email me, text me, whatever it may be. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because this needs to get fixed. This needs to get fixed ASAP. The second and least dire of the issues with the car is the headrest speakers. Now, they're okay. When I'm cruising around town, they're all right. But really, all of the speakers in the car could use a refresh. They're kind of blown out, and they're not great. I can only really bring the volume of the head unit up to about 45 before I really start losing it. That being said, I also want to swap out the head unit. I want something with Apple CarPlay just for my maps, because I've done like the phone on the windshield and it just overheats and it's not good. I want something with Apple CarPlay that I can plug in. A touchscreen doubled in would be preferable. So going off of that, if you have any recommendations for the headrest speakers, for the door speakers and head unit, please let me know what you guys have used, what you guys liked, what you guys disliked, places to buy, things like that, and I will go ahead and I'd like to upgrade that in the next month or so. Well, that's all I have for you guys in terms of an update on the Miata. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but before I go, I do want to touch on one thing. One of my fans, and I'll leave his Instagram up on the screen, actually created this car in Forza Horizon 4. And so if you would like to download it, I will leave the download link up on the screen as well. If you would like to download the paint job for this exact car so you can go around in Forza Horizon 4 driving Daisy yourself. That is super cool. If you guys have any other fan art or any ideas, anything you want to send me, I would love to see your guys' drawings, anything like that of Daisy. I absolutely love that, and I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys sticking by it, because really, I was able to buy this car. I bought this car with 100% YouTube money. Money I made off of the website, money I made off of videos like this. I was able to buy this car, and I've been absolutely loving it. So I have no one but you guys to thank for that. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best fans in the world, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.